It's a time-old story, but now it's had a makeover in London. Alice in Wonderland, the musical, has hit the stage at the National Theatre. Written and devised by the National Theatre director Rufus Norris and Blur's frontman Damon Albarn, it's a modern take on Lewis Carroll's tale. Belle Lupton went to take a look.
It's a much-loved, much-adapted classic written in 1865, long before computers were around. But now Alice in Wonderland has been given a digital reboot by a team of Brits. Wonder.land is a musical, and its Wonderland is the internet.
First question was, how are we going to tell this story? And Damon went, there's the rabbit hole. And that was the beginning of the idea.
It's ruining my life.
13-year-old Ali wants to escape. She's bullied at school, and at home she's caught between fighting parents in the midst of separation. Ali finds her escape by logging on to a computer game, and so she enters a different kind of Wonderland. But why did the creators move Lewis Carroll's creation online?
You know, Lewis Carroll's Alice in Wonderland is impossible to improve upon. So, in a sense, you just take it as an inspiration for something that you feel strongly about.
Ali creates an online avatar for herself called Alice, who's blonde, blue-eyed and, crucially, white, unlike Ali, who's mixed race. Alice is everything Ali believes she isn't.
Let nothing correspond to me!
I looked at a lot of the Tenniel drawings and the original kind of drawings that went with the stories, and just tried to kind of assimilate what, you know, our vision of Alice is, you know, the blonde hair, the blue dress, and then make it into a more computerised version of that.
So you mentioned having looked at the original illustrations, and I've got one there of Alice.
Yeah. The silhouette's quite similar. I mean, she's got the puffy sleeves, and you know, she goes in at the waist and she comes out, and also underneath that skirt would be petticoats. And my Alice has got this kind of fluffy bottom of kind of petticoats that you see quite a lot.
The visual differences between Ali and Alice's worlds are marked. The real world is drab and grey, while the world inside Ali's computer is a trippy mix of psychedelic costumes and digitally abstract visuals. Looming above it all is the Cheshire Cat, played by Hal Fowler.
So Hal, you
Hi.
play the Cheshire Cat and the caterpillar.
Yeah.
And the Cheshire Cat, obviously there's this big head that's shown for a lot of it above the stage. How did the technical team make you into that cat? Is it a little bit like here, where we're seeing the cat appearing on the screen?
Like this one, you mean?
Yes. Like
No,
that
it's
one.
slightly different to that. It's much more complex and built up of a series of images taken from me being in front of a 3D camera. Motion capture really is about over-accentuating every single thing you say. So I had a song called Fabulous, which is the cat song, so I would have to sing fabulous and things like this. So it really was about exaggerating as much as I possibly could, putting a variety of faces. The computer builds a model up which begins to understand how my face reacts when I say certain words. Unlike this cat, whose mouth doesn't move at all.
There's no doubt the show is about the internet and the dangers of the virtual world. But Wonder.land isn't entirely critical of digital technology. In fact, it says it can do some pretty amazing things. And it's important to remember that in a world where teenagers Ali's age use their mobile phones for just about everything.
The show is as much about being a teenager as it is about cyberspace. At the heart of Wonder.land is a young person searching for identity.
It's just about that, where you are on that cusp of kind of adulthood and childhood, and your things are still sort of slightly unknown to you. So I think that's the importance of it. You know, you're not sure, and there's lots of hormones going around that you're not quite sure who you are, and it really is about her trying to find who she is.
In the end, Ali does find out who she is through her online world. So, could it be that computer games aren't all bad?
Well, I have two teenage children, and Certainly one of them, my daughter, spends an enormous amount of time on her phone with her friends, and that is the world, that is the way teenagers communicate. It is not just the tool that they speak to each other, but live and share all their experiences on.
And how good or bad do you think that is?
Well, I don't think there's a case of good or bad, because it is just the way it is. You know, bad normally, I guess, is the reaction of people that don't understand it.
And that's the message. Wonder.land shows us the internet can be both useful and dangerous, whatever your age. Belle Lupton, TRT World, London.
Well, staying in the digital zone,